We have in studio with us today Carly Cole, who is the public educator for the Wheatland Crisis Society, and Jane Mitton, who's the project manager for their event coming up on June 15th, which is Under the Big Top, going to be happening during the day for the kids. They've got the cabaret in the evening for the adults. And we just wanted to talk to Carly a little bit about what the Wheatland Crisis Society does. So what is the role of the Wheatland Crisis Society in the community of Strathmore?
Thanks much for asking, Natalie. So our main role is going to be to provide shelter outreach and education to all people who've experienced abuse. We're an emergency 25-bed family abuse shelter, and we've been serving Strathmore and the surrounding communities for about 25 years. One thing I'd like to highlight is I say the words family abuse shelter, but I don't say the words women's shelter, and I don't say the words domestic violence shelter, and there's a reason for this. It kind of sets us apart from our peers. We've always been committed to helping everyone from day one. So this means that while we absolutely do provide services to women experiencing domestic violence, we don't just limit our services to that population. We are one of a handful, so very, very, very few shelters in the entire country that helps or that provides services to men as well as gender diverse individuals with or without children. We're not going to limit ourselves to just those experiencing domestic violence either. We recognize that there's other types of abuse that people can experience that they need safety from. That could be verbal, emotional, financial, and so on. We're very different from our peers, and we're very proud of that. We've always been that way since day one. For example, if we have dad and the kids and home isn't safe anymore, chances are they're probably going to end up in a homeless shelter, and that might not be the best place for dad and kids that have experienced family abuse. So we want to make sure that everyone can be supported in that. We're always there. People can always call us. We're there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's one of those things that we do have in the community that I think a lot of people need to know about what's available. A lot of times, like you say, people think it's just available to women, and it is wonderful that we have this facility in Strathmore that can support everyone. Yeah, because it isn't just one. It happens to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah, abuse doesn't discriminate. It affects everyone. And so we want to make sure that we support everyone, including men, women, and their children.
So have you seen an increase in the need for the programs and services that the Crisis Society provides?
Unfortunately, yeah. So I was kind of doing some digging with our numbers. And what I did find is even this past year, we are up from the last 5 years this year. So Alberta does have one of the highest rates of domestic violence in the country. So our ability to offer shelter and outreach and education to the community, it's a necessity. So last year, we provided shelter to 304 people. We also had to turn away 198 adults and 57 children because we didn't have the space for them. So we do work really hard to find alternative safe options. We're not just going to leave people on the street. So our staff is incredible, and they work very diligently to find people safe places to go when we can't accommodate. But our families are staying longer. We don't often have enough space for people. So I think that really just speaks to the need for shelter services in this community and the fundraising we need to do to continue to offer them.
So when you say that you have to find a different place for them to go, is that another shelter within Alberta that you work with?
Yeah, so we're part of the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters. So when somebody calls us and we're not able to support them with shelter, we'll work really hard in making sure they don't have to retell their story over and over, and we'll advocate for them for other shelters. So all the shelters kind of in Alberta have good relationships with each other just to make sure that we're supporting everyone in this province that needs a safe place to go.
What positive changes have you seen in people who've utilized the Crisis Society and where they've gone to after they've left?
A lot of times we're supporting people in starting out a brand new life for themselves. So one thing that I noticed, and I think most of my colleagues would as well, is we're going to see self-esteem kind of begin to blossom. People's confidence starts to return. Another big piece of the work that we do is kind of family connections. When home is not safe and you're just in a constant state of stress, sometimes family connections kind of fall to the wayside because that's not the most important thing in that moment. So we're able to see families bond and reconnect with attachments between parents, children, and siblings. We actually receive support from W. Brett Wilson to fund a family enjoyment project. So this allows families to do things like going to the zoo, Heritage Park, the movies, swimming. We just want to make sure that they can forge these connections and get this bonding time again that they haven't had the opportunity to have in so long because it has been so stressful. So we really work hard to make sure that happens. As I was kind of going through some of our yearly statistics, I came across this quote from one of our clients that I wanted to share because I found it so powerful. And it says, "We really needed that time to reconnect as a family and do normal people things like play at the water park and take a break from it all. I know my kids will only think of our time in shelter with good memories, which under the circumstances is a miracle. So just there's so many positive changes that you see.
And that's speaks to the testament as well as the group you say you have working there, and how hard they work to make sure that people don't see this as a shelter; they see it as a home.
Yeah, there's kids all the time, and it's a really comfy, cozy place. I always encourage people to go to our website. We have a video tour on there, so you can kind of see how things actually look, and it's not just this institution. We work really hard to make it warm and welcoming for everybody that walks through our doors.
Well, you can see the passion that you have for this organization just listening to you to talk about everything that you guys do over there, because it is a lot of work involved in making this happen. But like you said, it doesn't happen without fundraising. It doesn't happen without having the community support and, provincial support where you need it. So there's an event happening on June 15th, and during the day there's an event for families. So what is that going to be?
So I'll let Jane speak to that one.
Hi there. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
During the day, Saturday, June 15th, we're going to be having an exciting family-friendly pop-up market. We have about 30 local makers, small business owners that will set up shop in the Strathmore Civic Centre from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. They'll have a lot of their goods for sale. We'll also have some food trucks outside in the parking lot. Of course, we'll have a kids zone. So within that kids zone, we will have carnival games. We will have a Joy of Poi and hula hoop workshops, and we'll have some face painting. Of course, we'll have some magicians, and it will be fun. It'll be a good time for the family.
Hula hoop workshops. I don't think I've hula hooped well, that's a lie. I tried to hula hoop a couple of months ago, and it did not go well. So maybe I will come and take a hula hoop workshop or two.
Excellent.
We'd love to see you.
Yeah, we're going to be there with you guys during the day from about 10 to 2. But you also have something else going on that's happening in the evening, more adult friendly. That's a bit of a change and shift from previous years. So what's going on in the evening?
That's right. So the doors will open at 7 o'clock that evening. Our show's going to begin at 8. In the evening performance, we're going to have our featured entertainment will be the Contraband. So they are a 7-piece band, pop, funk, a lot of covers will get you up and dancing. Of course, we'll have food in there. We will be serving alcohol for the plus 18 crowd. We will also have tableside magicians, some roaming performers, including stilt walkers, circus artists, all around good time for everyone.
So you're going to kind of take that Under the Big Talk theme from the afternoon and carry it through the evening as well.
Exactly. It will be all day circus fun.
Fantastic. So where can people find tickets for this event?
For the cabaret, you can get the tickets through Eventbrite. You just search Under the Big Top and you'll find it there. We will also have some available at the door for sale if you prefer to do that way. And the market is from 10 to 4 like we mentioned, and tickets for that will be $5. Children under 10 will be free.
Wonderful. So that's a great way to be able to give back, have a little bit of fun at the same time, and just kind of enjoy everything that's going on. And so with this event, is there anything else that you wanted to add, Carly?
Yeah, so I wanted to let people know that just your attendance of this event is support for our shelter and for our services. So if you buy a ticket, the proceeds from that go directly into everything that we do. So I love numbers, and I was thinking about this kind of, for example, our grocery bill in a month is approximately $1,500. That's what it takes to feed our shelter for a month. So a table of 10 seats at $70 a seat is about $700. So if you get together with coworkers, family members, friends, teams, whatever, you purchase just 2 tables. Essentially, you've fed our shelter for an entire month. I really want to encourage people to come out for just a great night of entertainment and fun. And I'd like to thank the community for their unwavering support of what we do. And I invite everyone to come out for the fundraising event, not only to support the work that we do with the purchase of a ticket or a table, but to enjoy entertainment that in a small community like Strathmore, we don't often get to see. So we're bringing in top end performers, yes, as a fundraiser, but also just as a chance to get our community together. And in past years, we've typically done gala events, and we know that sometimes that's not everyone's thing. And so we wanted to change it up a little bit to be able to reach people who maybe wouldn't want to go to a gala, but would love to come to a cabaret. Come out with the kids during the day, get a sitter for the kids at night, and come have a good time.
Sounds like a fantastic event. And like I say, you've got magicians on hand, stilt walkers. It's kind of like you get to have your kids have the fun during the day, and then we get to sort of go back and be kids again at night. I think that's going to be a great time. And Contraband, I've actually seen them perform before. They are fantastic. And if you haven't, definitely check out their clips. They're all over YouTube. A band that is worth seeing. And I love that you're bringing more arts and more entertainment to Strathmore. That's one of the things I'm very passionate about. So definitely looking forward to this event. Going to be happening on June 15th Under the Big Top in support of the Wheatland Crisis Society. You can find all of that information over on their Facebook page, on Eventbrite. Under the Big Top is where you can find tickets, and also you can check out community events on strathmorenow.com. So we look forward to seeing you on June 15th. Thank you, Carly and Jane, for coming in and chatting with us. I'm very excited to see how the event turns out for you this year.
Perfect. Thanks, Natalie.
Thank you.